Hello and welcome. Welcome to a world of enchantment, where gods, goddesses, and legendary heroes walk among mortals, and mythic creatures lurk in shadowed corners of the earth. Greek mythology offers a window into the soul of an ancient civilization, weaving together tales of epic quests, divine intervention, and timeless moral struggles. In these stories, the Greeks found explanations for the mysteries of existence, lessons on human virtue and vice, and inspiration to face life's greatest challenges. This documentary embarks on a journey into the heart of these age-old myths, exploring how Greek culture forged its gods and heroes and how these myths, in turn, shaped the lives and beliefs of the ancient Greeks. From Mount Olympus, where the mighty Zeus ruled the heavens, to the battlefields where mortal heroes fought for honor and destiny, we will dive into the myths that connected ancient Greeks to their gods, the land, and each other. In our exploration, we'll encounter powerful gods with human desires and flaws, mortals driven by courage and ambition, and creatures both wondrous and fearsome. We will witness the legendary deeds of Heracles, the cleverness of Odysseus, and the tragedy of Achilles. Through these tales, we'll uncover the values that lay at the heart of Greek life: strength, honor, resilience, and the ever-present tension between fate and free will. But these stories are more than relics of a forgotten time. Greek mythology continues to inspire art, literature, philosophy, and popular culture, capturing the imagination of new generations. Why do these ancient stories still speak to us so powerfully? What do they reveal about the human experience that feels just as relevant today as it did thousands of years ago? Join us as we unravel the mysteries, explore the history, and celebrate the enduring power of Greek mythology, where the ancient past and the present intersect in tales that are as thrilling as they are thought-provoking. This is not only a journey into ancient Greece, but also an invitation to discover the universal truths that continue to resonate in our lives today. Chapter 1: The Birth of the Cosmos and the Gods. Greek mythology begins with an origin story as vast and complex as the stars themselves, woven from themes of chaos, creation, love, and power. The ancient Greeks developed a system of gods and myths to explain the world around them and the forces that shaped it. Their stories offer a timeless glimpse into humanity's fascination with the mysteries of the cosmos and the quest to understand creation itself. At the beginning, there was chaos, not simply disorder, but a boundless, formless void from which all things emerged. This initial emptiness contained all the elements of existence, waiting to be given shape. From chaos emerged primordial beings that symbolized foundational aspects of the world. The first of these were Gaia, Tartarus, Eros, Erebus, and Nyx. Each of these beings represented a force or realm of nature. Gaia, or Mother Earth, embodied the fertile soil and natural world, destined to be the cradle of all life. Gaia, seeking companionship in the vast expanse of her existence, gave birth to Uranus, the sky, and together they united to create a new generation of gods, the Titans. The Titans were towering, elemental beings who represented various natural forces and aspects of existence. Among them were Cronus, Rhea, Oceanus, Hyperion, and the Mys. With each new creation, Gaia and Uranus brought more structure to the cosmos, filling the world with gods who held specific powers and roles. However, Uranus became tyrannical and oppressive, imprisoning Gaia's monstrous children, the Cyclops and the Hecatoncheias, deep within her womb. This act of cruelty pained Gaia, prompting her to seek justice. Gaia devised a plan to overthrow Uranus and called upon her Titan children to aid her, but only her youngest, Cronus, had the courage to act. Gaia gifted Cronus a scythe fashioned from her own hard earth, and together they ambushed Uranus. In a brutal confrontation, Cronus overpowered his father and took control of the cosmos. From the severed parts of Uranus that fell into the sea, new beings arose, including the beautiful Aphrodite, goddess of love and beauty. This act marked a turning point in the mythological cosmos, as Cronus established a new era of the Titans, with himself as the supreme ruler. However, Cronus inherited his father's fear of being overthrown, especially when he received a prophecy that one of his own children would eventually dethrone him. In a desperate bid to prevent this, Cronus devoured each of his offspring as they were born. Cronus's actions horrified his wife, Rhea, who grew desperate to save her children. When she became pregnant again, she devised a plan. She gave birth to her youngest son, Zeus, in secret and hid him on the island of Crete. In place of the infant, Rhea presented Cronus with a stone wrapped in swaddling clothes, which he swallowed without question. Zeus grew to adulthood in hiding, nurtured by nymphs and protected by Gaia herself. When he was ready, he confronted his father with a clever plan. Zeus, along with his allies, tricked Cronus into drinking a potion that forced him to vomit up his previously swallowed children, Hestia, Demeter, Hera, Hades, and Poseidon. United with his siblings, Zeus declared war on Cronus and the Titans. The resulting battle, known as the Titanomachy, was a cataclysmic war between the Olympian gods, led by Zeus, and the Titans, led by Cronus. For 10 long years, the two sides clashed, with the heavens and earth shuddering from their power. The Olympians finally gained the upper hand with the help of the Cyclops, who provided them with powerful weapons. Zeus wielded thunder and lightning, Poseidon received a mighty trident, and Hades was granted a helmet of invisibility. With these tools and their strategic prowess, the Olympians overpowered the Titans, imprisoning them in the depths of Tartarus. With the defeat of the Titans, Zeus and his siblings claimed the cosmos as their own, each assuming dominion over different realms. Zeus took control of the sky and became the king of the gods, Poseidon ruled the seas, and Hades presided over the underworld. Thus began the reign of the Olympians, a new chapter in the history of the gods, marked by order, law, and a delicate balance of power. This origin story sets the stage for the intricate world of Greek mythology, where gods, goddesses, and mortals interact in stories that reveal human virtues, flaws, and the mysteries of existence. The emergence of the Olympians signals a new era, a world governed by divine beings who are both powerful and deeply flawed, echoing humanity's own struggles and triumphs. In the next chapter, we will delve into the individual stories and personalities of these Olympian gods, exploring their domains, relationships, and influence over both the mortal and immortal realms. Chapter 2: The Olympian Pantheon. With the Titans subdued and the Olympians firmly in control of the cosmos, a new age began. Each of the Olympian gods and goddesses claimed dominion over specific aspects of existence, forging relationships and rivalries that would shape the natural and divine worlds alike. In this chapter, we'll explore the personalities, domains, and legends of the 12 primary Olympian gods, whose stories reflect human virtues, flaws, and ambitions. Zeus, the youngest of Cronus and Rhea's children, became the supreme ruler of Mount Olympus and the god of the sky, thunder, and justice. Known for his strength, authority, and decisive nature, he wielded a mighty thunderbolt that symbolized his power over both gods and mortals. Despite his role as a just ruler, Zeus's character was complex and often unpredictable. His numerous love affairs, both with goddesses and mortal women, resulted in the births of many other gods, heroes, and creatures, adding to his already vast lineage. Zeus's affairs were a source of constant strife in his marriage to Hera, whose jealousy and anger shaped many of the myths involving Zeus's offspring. Hera, the queen of the gods, was the goddess of marriage, family, and childbirth. Regal and proud, she represented the sanctity of marriage and was known for her fierce loyalty to her husband, despite his numerous betrayals. Hera's jealousy and anger were legendary, often directed toward Zeus's lovers and their offspring. In many myths, Hera's wrath had significant consequences. She sent serpents to kill Zeus's son Heracles as a baby and tormented Leto, who bore Zeus's twins Apollo and Artemis. Hera's relentless pursuit of vengeance reflects her devotion to protecting the sanctity of marriage, yet her actions reveal the suffering and complexity within her role. Zeus's brother Poseidon claimed dominion over the oceans, rivers, and seas. Known for his volatile temper and immense power, Poseidon's moods often influenced the sea itself, calm and inviting one moment, violent and stormy the next. Wielding his trident, Poseidon could create storms, earthquakes, and tidal waves, reflecting his connection not only to water but to the earth's violent forces. Poseidon was also the god of horses, and he is credited with creating the first horse. His rivalry with Athena is a famous legend. Both gods desired to be the patron deity of the city of Athens, but Athena won the contest, and the city was named in her honor. Hades, the eldest brother of Zeus and Poseidon, ruled the underworld, the realm of the dead. Unlike his siblings, Hades did not reside on Mount Olympus, preferring his dark kingdom, where he maintained strict order over the souls of the deceased. Though often feared, Hades was a fair ruler, rarely interfering in the affairs of the living. Hades's most famous myth is his abduction of Persephone, the goddess of spring and daughter of Demeter, the goddess of agriculture. Hades fell in love with Persephone and brought her to the underworld to be his queen, a story that explains the cycle of seasons. Persephone's absence caused Demeter's sorrow, leading to winter, while her return brought about spring, symbolizing rebirth and renewal. Athena, the goddess of wisdom, warfare, and crafts, was born from Zeus's head fully grown and armored, symbolizing her intellect and martial prowess. Revered for her strategic mind and courage, Athena was a protector of heroes and a guide to those in need of wisdom. Her symbols, the owl and the olive tree, reflect her dual nature of knowledge and peace. As a virgin goddess, Athena was unique among the Olympians, dedicating herself to her role as a counselor and protector rather than to love. Her role as the patron deity of Athens underscored her wisdom and connection to civilization and culture, and she often guided heroes such as Odysseus and Perseus on their quests. Apollo, son of Zeus and Leto, was a god of many talents, embodying the sun, music, poetry, archery, and prophecy. He was known for his striking beauty, as well as his patronage of the arts. Apollo's oracle at Delphi was the most famous in ancient Greece, where people traveled to seek his guidance and wisdom. Apollo's myths highlight both his gentleness and his wrath. He was responsible for curing diseases, but he could also send plagues as punishment. His unrequited love for Daphne, who transformed into a laurel tree to escape him, and his mentorship of the mortal Hyacinthus, who met a tragic end, reveal a sensitive yet passionate side. Artemis, twin sister of Apollo and goddess of the hunt, wilderness, and the moon, was a fierce protector of nature and chastity. She roamed the forests with her band of nymphs, often depicted with a bow and arrows. Artemis was both compassionate and vengeful. She protected young women and animals, but was unforgiving toward those who violated her sacred spaces. In one myth, she transformed the hunter Actaeon into a stag for intruding upon her while she bathed. Her independence and strength made her a symbol of feminine power and resilience. Ares, the god of war and violence, was both feared and loathed by other gods, including his own father, Zeus. Unlike Athena, who represented strategic warfare, Ares embodied the brutal, chaotic aspects of battle. He relished in bloodshed and conflict, often causing strife both on the battlefield and within his family. Ares's passionate relationship with Aphrodite, goddess of love, added complexity to his character, symbolizing the entanglement of love and war. Their union resulted in several children, representing various aspects of war, including Phobos and Deimos. Aphrodite, born from the sea foam, was the goddess of love, beauty, and desire. Her enchanting presence had the power to captivate gods and mortals alike. Known for her passionate and sometimes fickle nature, Aphrodite's influence brought both joy and tragedy to those she ensnared. Her marriage to the blacksmith god Hephaestus was complicated by her love affair with Ares, symbolizing the tension between love and loyalty. Aphrodite's role in the Trojan War, sparked by her promise to Paris of the most beautiful woman in the world, Helen, illustrates the far-reaching consequences of desire and beauty. Hermes, the swift-footed messenger of the gods, was known for his intelligence, agility, and mischievous nature. As the god of travel, commerce, and thieves, Hermes was versatile, serving as a guide for souls to the underworld and delivering messages between gods. His wit and cunning were legendary. Even as an infant, he stole Apollo's cattle and cleverly avoided punishment. Hermes's fluid movement between realms symbolized the connectivity between the mortal and divine worlds, embodying the boundary-breaking nature of his role. Demeter, goddess of agriculture and harvest, was revered for her nurturing and maternal nature. She was responsible for the fertility of the earth and the cycle of growth, death, and rebirth that governed crops. Her profound love for her daughter Persephone, who was abducted by Hades, shaped one of the most important myths in Greek culture. Demeter's grief during Persephone's absence caused the earth to become barren, representing the changing seasons. Their reunion each spring symbolized renewal and the eternal bond between mother and child. Hephaestus, the god of blacksmiths, fire, and craftsmanship, was born with a physical deformity, which led to his rejection by Hera, his mother. Despite his hardships, Hephaestus was a master artisan, creating magnificent weapons and armor for the gods, including Zeus's thunderbolt and Achilles' armor. Known for his humility and dedication, Hephaestus was a counterbalance to the grandeur and vanity of other gods. His troubled marriage to Aphrodite, who was often unfaithful, reflected the vulnerability that even the gods could experience. The Olympians, with their unique powers, personalities, and intricate relationships, set the stage for countless myths that explore the complexities of life, love, conflict, and creation. Each god and goddess not only represented forces of nature but also mirrored the strengths, flaws, and struggles inherent in humanity. In the next chapter, we will explore the interactions between gods and mortals, examining how these divine beings shaped human destinies and influenced great heroes, legendary cities, and epic adventures. Chapter 3: Gods and Mortals, the interplay between the divine and human worlds. Greek mythology is not solely a tale of gods. It is a tapestry of interactions between divine beings and mortals, where gods interfere, support, and even fall in love with humans. These encounters often shape destinies, spark wars, and lead to heroic adventures. In this chapter, we'll explore how gods influenced mortal lives, highlighting some of the most memorable myths that reveal the intricate relationship between humanity and divinity. In Greek mythology, divine intervention was common, but it wasn't always predictable. Gods could be both benefactors and tormentors, using their powers to reward or punish, often based on their own whims or personal relationships. Mortals who earned divine favor might receive protection, gifts, or guidance. Those who offended the gods faced harsh punishments, often as examples for others. One of the earliest examples of divine interaction with humanity is the story of Prometheus, a titan who defied Zeus to aid mortals. When Zeus withheld fire from humans, Prometheus secretly gifted it to them, enabling progress, warmth, and civilization. In retaliation, Zeus condemned Prometheus to eternal torment, binding him to a mountain where an eagle would devour his liver each day, only for it to regenerate overnight. Prometheus's act symbolizes the willingness of some divine beings to defy authority for the sake of humanity, even at great personal cost. In a separate myth, Zeus created Pandora, the first woman, as a form of retribution for Prometheus's defiance. Given a box filled with evils, Pandora's curiosity led her to open it, releasing suffering, disease, and sorrow into the world. Only hope remained trapped inside. The story of Pandora serves as a reminder of the god's ability to influence human suffering and the presence of both despair and hope in mortal existence. Greek mythology is rich with stories of gods falling in love, or in lust, with mortals. These romances often produced demigods, heroes, and legendary figures, bridging the gap between divine and human realms. Yet these unions were rarely simple or without consequence, as the gods' affections could lead to both blessings and ruin. Zeus's infidelities led to the birth of many heroes and demigods, including Heracles or Hercules, Perseus, and Dionysus. Each child of Zeus was blessed with extraordinary abilities or destinies, reflecting their divine lineage. However, Zeus's affairs also sparked jealousy in Hera, who often exacted revenge on his lovers and their offspring. For example, Heracles faced numerous trials due to Hera's wrath, including being driven mad and forced to complete his famous 12 labors to atone for his actions. One of the few consensual romances between a god and a mortal involved Aphrodite and Anchises, a shepherd. The goddess of love was captivated by his beauty, and together they bore Aeneas, a hero of the Trojan War and a key figure in the mythic lineage of Rome. Aphrodite's love for Anchises highlights a softer side to divine love, though her identity as a goddess caused him great anxiety, reminding us of the risks mortals faced when involved with the gods. Many Greek myths teach about the dangers of hubris, or excessive pride, especially when mortals dared to compare themselves to the gods. Such arrogance often led to brutal punishment, as the gods fiercely guarded their superiority over humanity. One of the most famous tales of hubris involves Arachne, a talented mortal weaver who claimed she could outweave Athena herself. Offended by this boast, Athena challenged her to a weaving contest. Arachne's work, though masterful, depicted the god's flaws, enraging Athena further. In punishment, Athena transformed Arachne into a spider, destined to weave forever. This story underscores the dangers of challenging divine authority and the swift retribution gods exacted on mortals who showed disrespect. Another tragic example is Niobe, a queen who boasted about her 12 children, comparing herself to the goddess Leto, who had only 2, Apollo and Artemis. Furious at Niobe's arrogance, Apollo and Artemis killed all of her children. Devastated, Niobe was turned to stone, her tears becoming a river. This myth serves as a cautionary tale about the consequences of comparing oneself to the gods and underestimating their power. Some mortals were chosen by the gods to embark on great quests, their actions celebrated and preserved in myth. Often, these heroes were guided by gods who saw potential in them or wanted to use them for divine purposes. These epic journeys revealed both the strength and vulnerability of the heroes, illustrating how mortals could achieve greatness through divine support. Perseus, son of Zeus and a mortal woman, was chosen by the gods for a daunting quest, to slay Medusa, the Gorgon whose gaze turned men to stone. Perseus received gifts from the gods to aid him. Athena gave him a mirrored shield, Hermes lent him winged sandals, and Hades provided an invisibility cap. With these gifts, Perseus succeeded in beheading Medusa, a feat that showed how mortals could triumph over monstrous forces with divine guidance. Another famous hero, Jason, was sent to retrieve the Golden Fleece to reclaim his rightful throne. With the help of Hera and Athena, Jason assembled a crew of legendary heroes, known as the Argonauts. Along the way, he encountered trials that tested his courage, cunning, and loyalty. He was also aided by Medea, a powerful sorceress who fell in love with him and played a key role in his success. Jason's journey illustrates the collaborative nature of heroism, where mortal bravery combines with divine intervention. The story of Odysseus highlights the endurance of mortals who are favored by the gods. During his 10-year journey home after the Trojan War, Odysseus faced storms from Poseidon, guidance from Athena, and tests from numerous mythical creatures. His story exemplifies both the gods' involvement in mortal lives and the resilience of human spirit. With Athena's wisdom, Odysseus eventually returned to Ithaca, reuniting with his family after a prolonged, perilous journey. Gods not only bestowed favors but also issued harsh punishments on mortals who offended them, often as cautionary examples to others. These curses shaped the lives of several prominent figures in mythology, showing the darker side of divine power. Oedipus, the king of Thebes, is one of the most tragic examples of divine punishment. A prophecy foretold that he would kill his father and marry his mother. Despite efforts to escape his fate, Oedipus inadvertently fulfilled the prophecy, leading to his ultimate downfall. His story, marked by the gods' seemingly inescapable curse, emphasizes the role of fate in human life and the tragedy of attempting to defy it. Another example of divine punishment spans generations in the story of the House of Atreus. After Atreus betrayed his brother Thyestes, the gods cursed his family with violence and betrayal, resulting in a tragic cycle of revenge and murder. The most famous members of this cursed lineage are Agamemnon and Orestes, who, despite their attempts to break free from the curse, were continually drawn into cycles of retribution. This tale reflects the gods' implacable justice and the enduring impact of divine curses. The children born from unions between gods and mortals often went on to become legendary heroes. Known as demigods, they possessed unique abilities and faced extraordinary destinies, walking a line between the mortal and divine realms. Perhaps the most iconic of all Greek heroes, Heracles, or Hercules, was the son of Zeus and a mortal woman, Alcmene. Endowed with superhuman strength, Heracles was subjected to intense trials throughout his life, largely due to Hera's animosity. His 12 labors, which included slaying the Nemean lion and capturing the Golden Hind, were feats that tested his endurance, intelligence, and strength. Heracles' life embodied the combination of mortal struggle and divine greatness, and he was ultimately granted immortality upon his death. Born of the goddess Thetis and the mortal Peleus, Achilles was destined to be a great warrior. His mother attempted to make him invulnerable by dipping him in the river Styx, though his heel remained vulnerable. Achilles became a hero of the Trojan War, renowned for his combat skills and courage. However, his fatal weakness, the Achilles' heel, symbolized the inevitable mortality that even demigods could not escape. The stories of gods and mortals in Greek mythology show a world where divine forces shape the lives of humans in profound ways. Through intervention, romance, punishment, and prophecy, gods impart lessons about humility, loyalty, and the relentless march of fate. In the next chapter, we'll delve into the mythical heroes who, with divine guidance and challenges, embarked on legendary quests that became the cornerstone of Greek cultural identity. Chapter 4: The Great Heroes of Greek Mythology, Champions and Legends. In Greek mythology, heroes were often mortals who accomplished extraordinary feats, sometimes blessed with divine lineage and always marked by exceptional bravery, strength, or intelligence. These heroes, through their journeys and battles, inspired the Greek ideals of courage, resilience, and the struggle for honor. In this chapter, we explore the lives of some of the most renowned heroes, their quests, and the challenges that defined their legendary status. Heracles or Hercules is the quintessential Greek hero, revered for his immense strength, perseverance, and ultimately, his redemption through suffering. As the son of Zeus and the mortal Alcmene, Heracles was marked for greatness but also burdened by Hera's hatred, as she despised the children of her husband's infidelities. Heracles tragically killed his own children. In penance, he was forced to serve King Eurystheus and complete 12 nearly impossible labors. These labors symbolize the virtues of resilience and the struggle for redemption, establishing Heracles as a hero who overcame his flaws through perseverance. Upon his death, Zeus granted him immortality, allowing him to reside among the gods on Olympus. Theseus, the Prince of Athens, is celebrated as a hero who used his intelligence and bravery to bring justice and order. The son of Aegeus, king of Athens, and potentially Poseidon, he was a symbol of Athenian values, embodying both strength and cleverness. Theseus is best known for his journey to Crete to slay the Minotaur, a monstrous half-man, half-bull creature that resided in the labyrinth. Each year, Athens was forced to send 7 young men and 7 maidens as a tribute to the Minotaur, a fate that filled the city with despair. Aided by Ariadne, the daughter of King Minos, Theseus used a ball of thread to navigate the labyrinth. After killing the Minotaur, he retraced his steps and escaped, ending the tribute and liberating Athens. This story highlights Theseus's courage and ingenuity, earning him a place as the savior of his people and later the king of Athens. Upon returning home, however, Theseus forgot to change his ship's sails from black to white, the prearranged signal of his survival. Seeing the black sails, his father, Aegeus, assumed he was dead and threw himself into the sea, giving it the name the Aegean Sea. This story reflects the tragic costs often intertwined with heroism. Perseus, another son of Zeus, is known for his daring feats, most famously slaying the fearsome Medusa, one of the Gorgon sisters. His story is one of fate, courage, and divine assistance. King Polydectes of Seriphos sent Perseus on a dangerous mission to bring back the head of Medusa, a creature whose gaze could turn anyone to stone. Perseus received divine help from Hermes and Athena. Hermes gave him a sword capable of killing Medusa, while Athena provided a mirrored shield to avoid direct eye contact with her. He also received winged sandals, an invisibility cap from Hades, and a magical bag to carry Medusa's head. Using the shield as a mirror, Perseus approached Medusa and beheaded her while she slept. From her severed neck sprang Pegasus, the winged horse, and Chryse, a giant with a golden sword. Perseus's triumph over Medusa represents both bravery and intelligence, as he used both strength and strategy to complete his quest. On his way back, Perseus encountered Andromeda, a princess chained to a rock as a sacrifice to a sea monster. Using Medusa's head, he turned the monster to stone and saved Andromeda, whom he later married. Perseus's story emphasizes the hero's ability to combine valor with compassion. The story of Jason and the Argonauts is one of teamwork, adventure, and the pursuit of honor. Jason, the rightful heir to the throne of Iolcus, was tasked with retrieving the Golden Fleece to reclaim his kingdom. Jason assembled a crew of Greece's greatest heroes, including Heracles, Orpheus, and Atalanta, who embarked on the ship Argo for Colchis. Their journey was fraught with challenges, each requiring bravery, cleverness, and cooperation. Upon reaching Colchis, King Aetes imposed further trials on Jason. With the help of Medea, the king's daughter and a powerful sorceress who fell in love with him, Jason succeeded in his tasks. Medea helped him tame fire-breathing bulls and sow a field with dragon's teeth, which grew into warriors whom Jason defeated. With Medea's aid, Jason obtained the Golden Fleece and fled Colchis. However, their love story took a tragic turn when Medea's devotion became entangled with revenge and betrayal. Jason's tale serves as a reminder of both the rewards and perils of heroic ambition. Odysseus, king of Ithaca, is celebrated for his intellect, cunning, and resilience, qualities that saw him through the Trojan War and his arduous journey home, chronicled in Homer's Odyssey. Known as the man of twists and turns, Odysseus faced numerous trials that tested his wit and endurance. Odysseus played a crucial role in the Greeks' victory over Troy. It was his idea to build a giant wooden horse and hide soldiers inside it, which enabled them to infiltrate Troy and ultimately win the war. This legendary tactic, the Trojan horse, highlights his resourcefulness and strategic genius. After the war, Odysseus's journey back to Ithaca took 10 years, filled with mythic challenges. Atalanta was a rare example of a female hero in Greek mythology, celebrated for her strength, speed, and independence. She was abandoned by her father at birth but raised by a bear, growing into a formidable huntress. Atalanta's most famous adventure was her role in the Caledonian boar hunt. King Aeneas of Caledon neglected to honor Artemis, who sent a monstrous boar to terrorize his kingdom. Atalanta was invited to join the hunt, where she distinguished herself by being the first to wound the boar, earning the respect of the male heroes. To avoid marriage, Atalanta challenged her suitors to a race, promising to marry only the one who could outrun her. Hippomenes, with the help of Aphrodite, used golden apples to distract her and won the race. Though Atalanta ultimately married him, their story ends with a divine punishment, reflecting the gods' involvement even in matters of love. Greek heroes embody timeless human virtues: strength, wisdom, courage, and the unyielding pursuit of honor. Their stories inspired ancient Greeks to strive for greatness, even in the face of tremendous odds, and continue to resonate as models of resilience and determination. In the next chapter, we will explore the legacy of Greek mythology, how these stories have influenced cultures, arts, and literature across the centuries, leaving an indelible mark on human civilization. Chapter 5: The legacy of Greek mythology influence on culture, arts, and literature. The myths of ancient Greece, while rooted in the beliefs of a distant past, have endured through centuries, shaping art, literature, philosophy, and even modern pop culture. These stories, which once served as explanations for natural events and moral lessons for Greek society, evolved into universal tales that transcend time and geography. In this final chapter, we examine the profound impact Greek mythology has had on Western civilization and beyond, tracing its influence through various cultural realms and exploring why these ancient tales still resonate with us today. In ancient Greece, mythology was interwoven with everyday life. Myths weren't just stories but were central to religious practices, cultural rituals, and moral instruction. Temples dedicated to gods and goddesses were found in every city, and festivals were held in their honor. Myths taught values, from the importance of hospitality to the dangers of hubris. The myths also offered profound philosophical questions, such as the nature of fate, justice, and human suffering. Philosophers like Plato and Aristotle engaged with these themes, using mythology as a backdrop to explore the nature of human existence. The moral quandaries faced by heroes like Achilles, Oedipus, and Antigone highlighted struggles between individual will and societal expectations, themes that became central to Greek tragedy and philosophy. Greek myths have profoundly shaped Western art and architecture. Ancient temples dedicated to gods, like the Parthenon in Athens, not only demonstrated the Greeks' architectural mastery but also their devotion to the gods, capturing divine myths in sculptures, friezes, and bas-reliefs. In the Renaissance, artists like Michelangelo, Leonardo da Vinci, and Raphael drew heavily from classical mythology, creating masterpieces that reimagined mythological themes. Michelangelo's David embodies the Greek ideal of human beauty and strength, while Botticelli's The Birth of Venus reinterprets the goddess's myth with grace and beauty, encapsulating the revival of classical ideals. Greek mythology's emphasis on the human form, beauty, and heroism shaped Western art for centuries, influencing movements from neoclassicism to modern surrealism. Greek mythology laid the groundwork for Western literature, introducing archetypes, themes, and narratives that continue to inform storytelling. Epic poems like the Iliad and the Odyssey became foundational texts in Western literature, celebrating the heroic journey, honor, and the complexities of human nature. Greek tragedy and comedy, developed by playwrights like Sophocles, Euripides, and Aristophanes, gave rise to drama as a literary form. Tragic heroes like Oedipus and Antigone embodied the struggles between personal values and destiny, showcasing the cathartic power of storytelling. The structure and themes of Greek plays laid the foundations for Shakespearean drama, romantic poetry, and even modern cinema. Mythological references persist in modern literature, from Dante's Divine Comedy to James Joyce's Ulysses and Rick Riordan's Percy Jackson series. Greek myths provided early literary devices like foreshadowing, irony, and moral ambiguity, inspiring countless authors to weave these elements into their own stories. Greek mythology profoundly influenced psychology, especially through the work of Sigmund Freud and Carl Jung. Freud's concept of the Oedipus complex drew directly from the myth of Oedipus, exploring unconscious desires and family dynamics. Carl Jung's theory of archetypes and the collective unconscious used Greek mythology to explain universal psychological patterns. Figures like Hercules, Persephone, and Narcissus embodied fundamental human traits, helping Jung illustrate recurring character types in dreams and myths worldwide. Philosophically, mythology explored existential questions about destiny, human agency, and the nature of suffering. Greek myths were often cautionary, exploring the limitations of human power and the inevitability of fate. This philosophical legacy shaped later schools of thought, from Stoicism, which emphasizes self-control and acceptance, to existentialism, which grapples with the meaning of human existence. Today, Greek mythology is alive in books, films, television, and video games, where ancient heroes and gods captivate audiences in new ways. Movies like Clash of the Titans, Troy, and Wonder Woman reimagine classic myths, presenting them with modern cinematic flair. Rick Riordan's Percy Jackson series has brought Greek mythology to young readers worldwide, casting Greek gods and heroes in contemporary settings. Video games such as God of War and Assassin's Creed Odyssey let players immerse themselves in the world of Greek mythology, bringing ancient gods and monsters to life. These retellings resonate with modern audiences, highlighting the universal themes of love, power, and heroism that have always been central to Greek myths. Even in digital spaces, Greek mythology endures, from memes about Zeus's many affairs to reinterpretations of myths that bring humor and accessibility to these ancient tales. The myths have been adopted, transformed, and celebrated across diverse media, demonstrating their flexibility and timelessness. By connecting us with universal themes, heroism, fate, love, loss, and redemption, Greek mythology transcends its origins to become a foundation for much of Western thought and creativity. Each retelling, reinterpretation, and homage keeps these myths alive, ensuring that the ancient voices of Greece continue to echo through time, inspiring new generations to ponder life's mysteries and marvel at the timeless tapestry of the human experience. The legacy of Greek mythology endures, inviting us to find meaning in ancient symbols and reminding us that, though centuries may pass, our human quest for understanding, purpose, and wonder remains the same. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.